What's up?
What's going on in the news, my friend?
All right, man. So many different ways to turn with this news, but I'm gonna start where I think my boy Hollywood would have started at, and I'm gonna start with Mr. Boosie, badass, one of our show favorites. Boosie indicated on the Breakfast Club this week that because of some comments he made earlier this year, pertaining to D Wade's son, well, pertaining to D Wade's daughter, yeah. So Boosie made some controversial comments in regards to his parenting skills. And Jay-Z reached out to Boosie in order to set up a sit down or a call where he could apologize formally to the family. And Boosie said,
no, get it right. Some of Jay-Z people, not Jay-Z himself.
Well, you know, people, Jay, say. But Boosie wasn't having that apology. Boosie pretty much saying, hey, I said what I said. So, question is, should Boosie be made or asked to apologize for having an opinion?
In my opinion, that if you're going to be in the spotlight and you're going to, if you're going to put yourself all the way out there, that it was basically publicized to the world of what the decision was made. You have to be ready for the backlash that you're going to get. I mean, is it right or is it wrong? I don't think that that's the point. But if you're going to expose yourself in the spotlight, you better expect to get some good and positive feedback from it.
Right. Okay. I think Boosie feels justified in his ability to say whatever it is that he feels he needs to say or wants to say. And you know, him and Jay-Z has, I ain't gonna say run-ins, but Boosie has not a disdain for Jay because he say he respect Jay, but it's just the fact that, when Jay-Z name come up, it's almost like everybody salute the man and whatever he say is gold. And Boosie really don't feel like that. He done publicized his feelings about that before. So I wonder would his response been different had it came from somebody else versus Jay-Z people. Say not at all.
I don't know.
He kind of doubled back on that yesterday, saying that the Shade Room's trying to put things in his mouth, and that that's not how he meant it, and it wasn't really Jay, it was his people, and he would have felt better if D Wade would have reached out to him, not through another man. But D Wade really wanted, I think it was like a peace kind of thing. Yeah. Not necessarily something D Wade wanted. So D Wade didn't reach out to him because I guess he was like F him. As a father, I can understand. My opinion is you can have an opinion, but there's a way to articulate an opinion.
Right.
I think the way that he articulated, and then the fact that his son went behind him talking about getting the boy a prostitute, that's gonna make him want to be a boy again. But that's a part of the population. People think that way. I mean, that was his thoughts. But you got to remember too that your money comes from sponsors, your money comes from shows, your money comes from. That's how you making your money. You ain't working on 9 to 5, or you ain't got all this money where you can say whatever the hell you want to and then don't be affected. But you still making money. You still got to make money to maintain these 16 children that you made. So you got to be mindful of that. And he don't know. But the thing is, we talking about Boosie, he can't articulate. He said how he said it.
That's exactly what I was about to say. If you expect an articulation, then you definitely came to the wrong person.
Straight up. So and in other news, about Boosie for a minute. In other news, we're dealing with social distancing as a country. The Dallas Cowboys made news. Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott by having a house party. Now that came out and said that it was more so of a social dinner and it was under 10 people. Should this been publicized by the NFL? Should this been as global as it got? Because it blew up real quick through the sports world that Dak Prescott was going against social distancing and putting people in danger.
Oh, I finna say I ain't seen nothing about
it. In my opinion, if you're going to be, which as I almost bite the side of my mouth as I say this, like if you're going to be the face and the of the biggest market in one of the top 3 markets in all of sports.
I want to say number 1.
I thought it was. I didn't want to believe that. That you're going back to the spotlight, like you're going to be nitpicked at all times. I mean, it's the same thing if you got to be prepared for all of that. You got to be prepared of being a role model, and I think that that's something that you can do because you got a lot of kids that's looking at you, and also Dak Prescott, you're also in a contract year, and everything is looked at, and you did not have a good year. Like you need to be as much of a role model as possible right now.
Yeah, that was my thing when I read it. I was like, man, this is time to be messing up your money. Like this is a contract year. You need to you in the number 1 market it is. The Dallas Cowboys is the most lucrative franchise in all the sports. The last thing you want to do is to mess up that bag that's coming your way. So you might want to social distance yourself from everyone until you get your bag.
Right.
Yeah.
When I first heard about it, Joe, my first thought was, I mean, this is the most Dallas Cowboys thing that could be taking place right now. I'm just surprised there was no cocaine on the table, to be honest with you.
Let the record show we don't know. We don't know if the cocaine was in there. Right. We don't know. It's the Dallas Cowboys, so I'm not surprised if the story comes out that it was strippers and cocaine. So another thing in the news that was in the headline, we've been infatuated with these versus battles that have been going on Instagram with Timberland and Swiss Beats. I think that's gonna become like a norm. Getting ready to segue in our show today, but Ja Rule indicated that he would love to battle 50 Cent on Instagram in the versus battle. And 50 being 50, put up a picture of Ja Rule's face on a bomb that said, I will battle 50 Cent for attention. And Instagram loved the picture, and it has hit as another L for Ja Rule in the battle. But is that something that we would like in 2020? Do the public want to see Ja Rule versus 50 Cent? And is 50 Cent right for again shitting on Ja Rule?
Let me tell you something. I don't hold grudges unless you have done something terrible to me. If 50 in his heart believed that Ja tried to get him killed, I am all the way understanding of his animosity for Ja Rule. That man legitimately thinks that man tried to have him hurt or killed. So it's F you for the rest of my life. I want to have nothing to do with you. And every chance I get, I'm going to shit on you. Look, this man took his career.
You are so crazy, bro. Boosie got this.
He was supposed to do anything in his means.
You're right. Boosie said one time, if it's fuck you in life, it's fuck you in death. And I really do think that's 50 Cent mantra when it comes to Ja Rule. Like, he don't want nothing to do with the man, and I can't blame him for that.
I can't. He said if he can explain what happened at Fire Festival, he'll do it.
He just wanted a camera in front of him. He just wanted that old MTV TRL life again. That's what he wants, and he is not about to get that. But I will say on the other side is I think that everything that 50 Cent does is a publicity stunt, and I don't know what to believe about 50 Cent. I mean, I think he's a snake of a person. He's definitely shown himself being a snake as a friend, and so I don't know whether to believe it or not, or if that was the move to make that he knew was going to help spark his career, and he just going to ride that out in any opportunity he gets. I mean, 50 Cent came off people on his own show. You know what I mean? So he done came out on his own best friend when him and Floyd Mayweather was friends. So I don't know what to trust with 50 Cent.
I feel you. And lastly, lastly, before we get into our show tonight, Rhapsody album, Eve, which is I think a masterpiece of a damn album. I saw where it's going to be taught in schools. I want to say Ohio State is going to put in schools to study it and have classes online and at the facility on this album. It's a masterpiece, and a lot of people think so. So my question would be, are there any other albums that you all feel should be broken down and studied because you think it's so great?
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Jay, that's one that should be studied, Jay.
I agree with that.
I could agree with that one.
I agree with that.
I could agree with that one. My choice would have been just because I think it was a perfect voice of a hustler. Is Reasonable Doubt. I think you could break down lines on top of lines.
444 too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a great one too. That's a great one too. Matter of fact, you know what? Damn it, I'm taking that back. I would go with that one. I would go with that one. Now that you say that, I would most definitely go with that one.
He broke down legacies, owning property, stepping and fetching, the love of his wife. Right.
Yeah, like it's some papers to be written about that 444 album.
Yeah.
You most definitely could get some papers out of that. So yeah, that but big up to Rhapsody though, because I don't know if the masses still has appreciated her talent yet. But for colleges and whatnot to be reaching out to her to do that and to break her work down says a lot of her lyricism and her skill set, and I think she dope.
And the sad thing about female lyricists is they're often shadowed because they don't they not Cardi, you know, whoever favorite rapper there was, Cardi and Nicki Minaj. They don't do all of that, and they really step in the lane of your in battling with your male. They can out rap most male rappers. And so I don't think they get recognized or get the commercial success as they should because of that. Because she coming out, she wear makeup and stuff, but she coming out, it's never gonna be booty popping and bra tops. And I appreciate that.
Nah, but you can bet that she's gonna have some amazing ass lines about it though.
Right.
Like,
and it's gonna be lyrically sound, and because everybody that can rap can't make a song, but she can do both.
She can do both. Like I encourage anybody who watch got a Phoenix. I don't that song of Phoenix is dopeness, but that's just me and our opinion that we share on Rhapsody though. But and one last thing before we jump in, one last news thing is how y'all feel about the country opening up? Like the president and all that just jumped on the news or whatever. How do y'all feel as we get ready to go into this new norm with these different phases and all that?
I'm good on the outside right now. I'm gonna continue to go to work. There are things that we're doing at work that's gonna help with the social distancing and try to keep us as safe as possible. But as far as congregating with y'all, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be looking at the window at you. I just want to see that first round of coughs and fevers. I need for y'all to test for me and see how the outside is.
No, Mika, exotic. I think I'm gonna be in on that too. I think I'm gonna be in on that too, Mika. Exotic.
I'm good.
Yeah, I ain't trusting it right now.
For me, I'm on the same boat as you are. I don't go nowhere anyway. So as bad as it sounds, we got to open up the something. And
my grandson moving furniture.
Just like the grocery stores and all of that, you've been to a Winn-Dixie or a Publix, you see how much they've stepped their game up over the last couple of weeks as far as the plexiglass. Now they got masks. Now they got so I think a lot of stores are just going to have to be much more cautious than they've ever been. But, I think we know that it's never going to get to zero. Like it's not going to get to zero. So, and some stores and things, or otherwise we are going to have a lot of things shut down. But I don't know if May 1st is soon enough, but I do know that we're going to have to start taking steps towards it. Because as soon as everybody just acts like everything is all good, it's going to be the most dangerous day. So I think people still need to wear masks. They need to still wear their masks. They still need to wear gloves and all of that, but still stay 6 feet away. But some of these things got to open back up.
Gloves are no good unless you take them off and replace them every time you touch something. Because I watched the girl in Piggly Wiggly. She did all my food, the meats and everything else, and then she took her hand, put it on her arm, and slid up her sleeve, and I almost fainted.
Well, not just that, Mika, but they're not even changing their gloves from person to person. You know what I mean? So, so everybody has just got to be. Everybody just the same way that my father taught me how to drive and said, "You're not driving just for you. You're driving for the other people on the road." The same way, everybody's going to be much more cautious. Like, stay 6 feet away. Wear your mask.
And I'm
sorry, put your face.
And I'm sorry I missed the comment. Shout out to LaDonna, who was saying, I guess with Boosie, why apologize if you don't know? Sorry I missed your comment, but I agree with you 1,000%. There's no need to apologize if you know it's not coming from the heart. But that's with all that though, that's the news of the day.
Hollywood.
My boy Hollywood back here.